Lovely planet of Oz. Here's BC as a Rioja, your host. I'm here at the Bisimoto facility testing a Caterham behind me that's actually electric. So this is a steady state test to verify some range opportunities and to, in a very controlled environment, see if we are where we need to be and make any adjustments accordingly. So the dyno is more than a device that allows us to determine horsepower, efficiency, tuning, and have the opportunity to play with the ignition and fuel tables and cam control. It also allows for, in a very controlled, safe environment without the interface of a tire, the opportunity to see how efficient our builds are. Especially if you have a car that's slightly out of alignment. As you can imagine, on a roller dyno, you can scrub a lot of efficiency, and if you're driving the car around, it can affect your gas mileage, or in this case, range. Putting on a device like this allows you to have an interface that does not involve a tire variable, and you can have the opportunity to do some great things. Yo Moto, coming from LA, good seeing you indeed. Thank you so much for joining on this Bisimoto Tech Tuesday. I'm here to answer any questions you may have around technology, what we're doing here at the shop, future mobility, life, whatever the case may be, I am here for you. Hello, Twisted Ion Performance, that's Scott and the team, who put together this beautiful Impala that's hydrogen powered that was launched at the SEMA show. And he did extremely well, had a ton of accolades. It was wonderful seeing you and Dad as well. So thank you so much for joining our Tech Tuesday, and hey to you as well. And speaking of hays, for those of you on YouTube Live, thank you so much for joining, appreciate you as well. And for those individuals who also exist here on TikTok and through my podcast networks, I do have Spotify, where you can actually listen to Bisimoto Tech Tuesday there. You can use your very popular podcasting networks, whether it's Podbean, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, whatever you may look for, that is good. That's good. And after your new pins, boss, says Yomoto, do you mean the Bisimoto Kremer pin for the 935 that was launched at the most recent SEMA show? If so, we do have that available on the Bisimoto eBay page. So if you can't find it, DM me, let me know, I'll send you the link. But we do have a few available, limited supply, but it is available nonetheless. Tech Moto, love your name. Thank you so much for joining this Tech Tuesday, appreciate you indeed. And guys, it's been a busy one indeed. Our most popular car to date, God, I'm not growing a beard here. Our most popular car to date is now the new Type R Odyssey, which is crazy, you know? It's just absolutely bananas how I have the original Odyssey here. You see, I can pan this around so you guys can see it. That's the original Odyssey right there. I don't have the newest one here in house because it's at the LA Auto Show. So for those of you who are in the greater LA area, or you tend to travel to the LA County period, from now until the 30th in the Spark booth, you can see the crazy Odyssey Type R that is on display. And Mega love the Type R, says Parse 24. Thank you so much. That thing is so great. We drove it from here to the Purist Toy Drive on Saturday, came back, then drove it to the LA Auto Show last night, and Tracy did a good job in getting it there as I drove home the Moby that was on display for the past week. So it's been good. It's been good indeed, you know? Is that a Caterham, says Honda, how do you say it? Grimberg 501E. Yes, it is. That's a 1959 Caterham Lotus 7. It's actually electrified. It puts out over 200 pound-foot of torque. Has a factory gearbox still, prop battery. So I'm actually doing some range testing here on the vehicle, and I should be able to complete that fairly soon as well. So thank you so much for the question, and appreciate you indeed. Bisimoto on the talk, says the select terrorist name. I'm sure I'm butchering our screen name, but thank you so much. And yes, I'm here live and direct. I've been here quite a while. So if you guys don't cross-pollinate, in other words, if you don't follow me on TikTok, please do. If you don't follow me on YouTube, please do. There's a lot of unique information that goes on. This is one of the few moments where I have the same content at the same time. It's rare, but we have specialized content on YouTube, especially with builds. There's a Jeep right here that we can do a full build story on it. And that's a place to do. And yeah, that should be great. Your Mofo says, send me a link whenever you are free, boss. I will do that. Just DM me so I can find you. And forgive me, I get so many DMs every day, but I'll dig through the hundreds of DMs, find you, and send you a link, no problem. Well done, my brother, says Bart Mary's son. Thank you so much for the kind words. Appreciate you indeed. The best yet to come. And so as I was mentioning, the Odyssey is on display in the central section of the West Hall. They have a beautiful, nice curated JDM opportunity there. You cannot miss the Odyssey live and direct. Some people thought that maybe that Odyssey Type R was a bit of an AI render or drawing. Nope, it's a real vehicle. It's absolutely spectacular, and it's gonna be there until the 30th. So feel free to go take a look, let us know your thoughts, and it should be good. That is a great idea, says Henry Grimberg 5018. Thank you so much. Yes, it is a great idea. The client, very good guy, John Krafshek owns that, and he just doesn't want to smell like petrol every time he drove the car. So we're making it a lot more efficient, a lot more user-friendly for him, something a lot more enjoyable, and something that has zero emissions as well through the tailpipe, which is quite attractive indeed. So it's good. So I should have completed my testing later on today. It should be good. I'm going to also post some videos, especially on YouTube, around that. So once again, if you don't follow Bisimoto on YouTube, please look us up, Bisimoto, B-I-S-I-M-O-T-O. Click the subscribe button. When we have some good data, you'll be alerted. You want the notification button to come up as well. It should be good. It should be good indeed. Oh, I just got a #1 gifter badge from Guilty Sins. Thank you so much, Guilty, for the kind words and gesture. Appreciate you indeed. The LA Auto Show, for those of you who don't know, is the premier go-to auto show where a lot of OEMs tend to hang their hats, from Jeep launching the crazy Recon to Honda showing some wonderful examples in their booth. Hyundai, you name it, they're out there just doing it. I like the Odyssey, says FKOJC. Thank you so much. Likewise. I don't know which you're referring to, the OG Burgundy or the new, how should we say, not championship white, but let's call it Grand Prix white. How about that? Which is pretty good indeed. So you can see it live and direct in there. What is the cost to make the Type R conversion? So we were discussing it. Of course, the first prototypes are also very expensive, right? I was just talking to the team alone. Think about the custom exhaust took well over a week and a half to finish. The custom mounts, the wiring, the CAN data, the Flash Pro, the engine itself. It is a pretty penny. So what I would do, the first one was very expensive, but what we are doing today, literally in the meetings that made me come to you slightly tardy, was just trying to crunch numbers to see what can happen to make it more cost effective for all of you. So our goal is to have the Odyssey Type R in such a nice package that if you got your own Type R engine transmission, you can do the swap in a weekend if you're mechanically inclined, which would be good. So you start with an anemic V6 automatic, right? And then you switch over to this 6-speed, lighter weight, more potent, more aftermarket support K20C. Awesome, right? Four-eyed Cat 944 says, ooh, Caterham. Yes, it is on the dyno. And what's so cool about this, you don't have a roller interface that can skew results based upon a tire, let's say the rolling resistance of a tire or the alignment capabilities. This is a lot more efficient dyno to use. Very expensive, a lot more expensive than the roller dynos, but well worth it for the kind of R&D that we do. That is a great idea. Thank you so much, appreciate that indeed. What conversion will be available for the EG and EJ? Now, if you mean an EV conversion, I think Ryan from Rywire already has a kit available. So there is a kit out there already for two-wheel drive and all-wheel drive applications. So that does exist. It's not something we carry, but if you need some insight, hit me up into your DM and I can probably make that happen for you. Where are you? I really want to see the 935, says Four-Eyed Cat 944. I'm in my facility at the Bisimoto facility. I don't have any of the Bisimoto 935s here. The one that we launched at SEMA is back in paint because there's some areas of opportunity there where we want to make it perfect to be able to show it properly, and there's some imperfections that need to be addressed. Victor Sands Design is here. Oh, I need to talk to you, sir. I have a very big plan. We need to talk very soon. The other 935, we have one here that's for Action Clutch, the silver one we launched at SEMA last year. So that's here in-house. The K3V, the pink, beautiful one that's very popular, is at the Peterson Museum. The blue 935 is on display at Brixton Forged. And the Moby is at my residence at home. I just brought it back from the auto show last night. It was pretty late last night indeed, you know? Here, hello Alvin, looking through the square, says, man, survived SEMA and LA Auto Show, yes. And Alvin, you'd be very pleased to know that the Odyssey Type R was just added to the auto show last night and will be there on display in West Hall until the 30th of the month. So For the balance of the LA Auto Show, the car would be there. We just dropped it off. I grabbed the Porsche and did a swap-a-rooney with the Odyssey van. So it's very good to be able to embrace my first love, in this case being Honda, and to be able to showcase our interpretation of what a factory Odyssey Type R would look like. I need the location. Is my favorite car. It says 4i944. Oh, thank you. Yes, Andrew knows well. The location is in West Hall in the Spark booth. So there's a very huge area that's very excuse me, very JDM inspired. Has like, you know, JDM writing on the wall, and it has a lot of JDM cars there. The Odyssey is the only van there, the only Odyssey there, and is absolutely chock full of amazing technology. So it's really good, and it looks so good. We even lowered it some more compared to what it was at SEMA, so it has a beautiful stance. Right now it is static, but we do plan on putting a cup kit on the front in case we have any crazy undulations on the road. You know how LA roads can be. So that being said, it is perfect. And I'm so excited to have the opportunity to be able to showcase our talents for both Bisimoto and JDI at the very prominent, very influential Los Angeles Auto Show. And which is the premier one, whether compared to New York or Detroit. LA Auto Show seems to be the place that you need to be. I did a quick live last week on press day to the Honda booth. Hey, take a look, it is a beautiful show. And a lot of companies do tend to invest quite heavily, and it's open to the public. So between now and the 30th, go on by. The Odyssey should be there, hood popped, let us know what you think, it should be good, you know? Wow, does that thing actually move on its own power? Do you mean the Caterham or the Odyssey? And either one, they both do. The Odyssey went to the Purist Toy Drive this past Saturday. That one started at 11 a.m. to 3, and we're there way past the 3 p.m. mark, and drove back, and then drove it to the auto show yesterday. Yeah, no problem at all. The Odyssey Type R wagon is worth checking out. All the details are flawless. Thank you so much, Motec, and appreciate that. And coming from you, who's an excellent builder, that means a lot. Oh, the one behind you. Yes, the Caterham, yes, it runs. I'm driving around and just validating some of the range opportunities. Minivans are sleepers, say 4-eyed cat 944. My dad got a speeding ticket on 110 when I was 5. Yes, they are. And with some of the Bisimoto magic, it gets crazier. We really make minivans cool again, right? Which is pretty good. I've always had a soft spot for minivans. The Odyssey right here, which I'm gonna pan back to it right there. My Odyssey right there is one that wasn't going to come to fruition, but Chris Martin from American Honda really, pushed the envelope and did what he could to make sure that we got the car, and we had 7 weeks to go from a factory mundane dark cherry pearl to the 1,000 horsepower monster you see today, which is absolutely fantastic. Let's see here. Sup, Bisimoto, says the sliding line. You're invited to my birthday rally and meet on December 6th to DM you the information. Please do the sliding Hawaiian. The crazy thing is December 6th is such a crazy day. I think my mom's leaving the country, so I'm gonna escort her to the airport. The team from Regard invited me to an event. There's a local airport here that also has a Cars and Coffee, and I was invited there as a VIP. You chose one of the most busiest days in the quarter to do your event. But yeah, send me the information. Maybe I can make my rounds and get to you. No challenge whatsoever. Good afternoon, Warrior Fellow on YouTube Live. Appreciate you joining us indeed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm getting all these requests on TikTok for people to join my feed. It's very difficult. Forgive me, I have to do this solo for now because I have a lot of different things going on. I have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Anchor, AKA Spotify, recording at the same time. It's pretty crazy. Did you have Pure Oil in stock? I do have 0W20. I have break-in SA30 and break-in SA40, and maybe a little bit of 2050, but no 530 and no 1040. So if you need those two, I don't have those in stock. But if you need 020 and any break-in oil, I have plenty of those indeed. Let's see here. Awesome to see a progression, says Smani Vong. From OG Import Tuner, Super Street Import Drag Racing coverage to what you're building and doing now. Thank you so much for the kind words. And believe it or not, that technology that we had to uncover during my single cam days in drag racing continues to push me till today. Had a good discussion in meetings with the guys from JDI this afternoon or this early morning. And it's so amazing how the parallels still continue to exist from my original D-Series CRX to pushing the envelope in the newest Type R today and talking about new projects that we can possibly do with American Honda next year. And so that discussion was very robust, very good, but it also encompassed the same ethos, which is to not be afraid of the unknown and to never give up. Guys, you may see cars like the Type R on my CRX from back in the day, and you may say, oh my God, those cars are cool. The CRX broke records, which still stand to today. The D series, fully streetable 91, did 12.7. No one's been able to beat that today, natural aspirated. In full drag trim, natural aspirated did 10.7 at 124. On the F series, got to 926 and was the first front wheel drive all motor to hit 150 miles an hour. I remember doing that in Fontana and people were protesting me saying I'm using nitrous. My car was tore down, and yeah, I don't cheat. It was a perfect run. And now everyone does 150 plus, no big deal, but we were the first to do it. And that didn't come without challenges. That didn't come out with the expiring engines, going through parts, blowing things up, burning things up, spinning bearings. I had to learn a lot to get my cars to be re-engineered and the engine components to allow for consistency and efficiency season after season. Even at Type R Odyssey, we had challenges, everything from a shifting mechanism, which was a lot more involved than what I did with my original Odyssey, to even recently, we broke axles, because the factory axles wouldn't quite fit, and there was a lot more power that when we were, from a torque perspective, we were snapping axles and breaking them and kind of mix-matching components to get the perfect axle that has great longevity. Trying to get something as simple as the speedometer to work via CAN, because the original Type R setup has a single CAN output. Meanwhile, the onboard chassis and multiple power distribution modules on Odyssey, there are up to 4 different CAN setups or pathways for that. So to make them all work in unison was a challenge. It's just, even something as simple as the shifter boot to make that look factory. And above and beyond, this is something I really talk about a lot during my interaction with people in public when we talk about the Odyssey, whether it's at a car show, or it is at the SEMA show, or it's at the LA Auto Show as we're loading in. That Type R Odyssey was the most difficult car for me to build, period. Not because the technology was so advanced, good afternoon, warrior fella. Not because of it was an advanced, crazy technology, but to make a car look factory is much more challenging, also very rewarding, than building a full performance track-inspired setup. A track build, you put a turbo where it fits, and where you don't have any heating issues, and where it can be somewhat aesthetically appealing. And then you run lines and braided lines and hoses, and you make things look more motorsport. You make things look more race. You make things look easily to service, so you take serviceability into account. It is much easier to lay things out, make it look pretty, chrome, polished, powder coated, braided. But with the OEM, as our goal with Tracy from JD and I was to make this look like something Honda would build in their warehouse if they built an Odyssey Type R. That particular build had to be factory. So if we change wiring locations, we have to use the same loom and tape as factory Honda did. If we have to move around boost ports or vacuum assemblies or evap, which you want to work, we have to use the same hoses and clamps as factory, make things look the same. If we had to do something with the intake, we were trying to incorporate an intercooler into a chassis for the Odyssey, which wasn't designed for. What would Honda do to make it look very factory? We had to use factory Honda clamps and some certain ferrules and all that fun stuff. If Honda wanted to put the badge, where would they put it? How would they line it up? What angle would they use? What placement? Thinking ahead and knowing the brand inside and out and working with them from years, we try to think the same way that the engineers, faculty, and also the PR team would think about the 41. And we had the opportunity to make that happen. So it took a lot of time and effort and thought process to make something factory. It was harder to make something factory than it was to make something aftermarket. But at the end of the day, it was so great to see people, especially at SEMA, just walk by like, hey, it's an Odyssey, that's more than wheels, what's special? And then they go close like, oh my God, I thought it's the Type R, oh my God, mind blown. I think I had a discussion with Larry Ken, who you guys all know, at the LA Auto Show last week, Thursday, doing podcast. And he said he couldn't believe how much attention it got on his page. He showed me a quick video he just did, a photo set, I should say, that he did, a post, 2.3 million views just as of last week, Thursday. 2.3 million. I said, BC, this thing has so much potential. I want to come and do a driving video. and we're going to set it up with him. And he's going to go even crazier, multiples of that. I am just very fortunate that all of you, as our supporters and fans, really love what we do. And without you guys, we're nothing. Without you guys, the team and I, we're nothing. The fact that you find our projects appealing and allow them to go viral, I need to thank each and every one of you for all of your support. You guys are just absolutely fantastic. And speaking of support, Durr sent me a #1 gifter badge on TikTok. Thank you so much for the gesture. I appreciate that. It makes me feel really great. Love it, love it, love it, you know? Can I come to the birthday, says 4cat44? Hey, he put it out there. Maybe he can allow you to join on the 6th of December. Love from San Diego, Adam from Rollins Kitchens. Hello, Adam, sir. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you indeed. You're too kind. Any thoughts of making the new van all-wheel drive, says ITB Kevin, very good friend of mine also. No thoughts yet. And the reason why is because we really, once again, wanted to build this Odyssey in the ethos of what Honda would do if it were a Type R version available. And since Type Rs don't exist as all-wheel drive applications, which would be fantastic, by the way, but they don't exist from factory at this time, we wanted to follow in the same pathway of what Honda would do if they built one. So we stayed front-wheel drive in this application. Now, is there an opportunity for us to do an all-wheel drive? I've paid attention a lot to the undercarriage of that car, and there's a lot more space than what I have on this particular Odyssey that I have from 2014. There's an opportunity for us to do something even petrol-based all-wheel drive, or, call me crazy, putting an electric drive unit in the rear and allowing, because I saw so many opportunities for batteries I need, to have some kind of hybrid where there's a combination of petrol and EV. And what would that do? It allows us to have EV mode, which can be quite quiet and quite enjoyable, a combination of the electric and petrol, and even third, something that's amazing, using the petrol engine as a range extender for the battery pack. Almost like an integrated assist, but not with the motor, just with integrated chassis assist. So instead of IMA, let's call it ICA. Hey, I just created something like that. So that's something we can totally do. The funny thing, Kevin, as you've known me for many years, is that Odyssey was extremely expensive to build for us. Being able to build this thing between Tracy and I and the team was one of the most expensive builds we've done in a long time, only because of the sheer expense in getting a newer car, a newer engine, newer parts, and making it look factory. It was very, very expensive to build. So we need some decent time to recover financially from that build. So if we're gonna do any crazy modifications that involve drivetrain, it can take a little bit of time. It's just very expensive, and it's tough, it's tough. Many of you have built cars too, and you know how difficult it is to be able to build project cars that already have aftermarket support. Imagine designing and building from scratch. My 3D scanner has been on overload, just working. It even crashed last time when I was just scanning some more stuff to even create some more opportunities for the van. Because we're getting demands that many of you want components from it. So instead of doing one-off, we're trying to scan and make things happen, which is good, right? Sawyer Martinez Sema says, Blake Werner 8, loved it. Hopefully mine will be to that standard soon. Thank you, Blake Werner, appreciate you indeed. And if there's any help you need, we'd be more than happy to oblige. And by the way, that particular vehicle was in the Toyo Treadpass. It was in this crazy huge enclosure that made it look like a life-size toy. We also have a die cast coming out first quarter of next year, so stay tuned for that. I'll make announcements. But in the meantime, we have a limited supply of lean pins commemorating that wonderful build for SEMA 2025. So I will post something very soon. It is on the Bisimoto eBay store in case you want to take a look. And feel free, happy shopping, and maybe you can make some things happen without Quan. John O'Brien, 7374 on YouTube is saying, hey BC, I hope all is well. I know you have worked with Hyundai in the past. What are your thoughts on the Magna line? I think the Magna line is amazing. I think it's fantastic. I love what they do with the M. The Magna is even crazier. I had discussions with the team. Sorry about the noise that's in the way. I had discussions with the team at Hyundai at the auto show late last week, and they have even more brewing. What's interesting is that they really make a point of having me, as we work together further, try and work more on their EV line, because they have some really exciting EV components coming up. Will you see a Bisimoto Ioniq 9? Maybe. Will you see a Bisimoto Ioniq 6N? Maybe. But we'll see. I'll keep you posted. But yes, I think it's fantastic, and I love what that brand's been doing for the past few years. They've come a long way from the Hyundai Excel days. A long way indeed, and I'm proud to be able to partner with them on some technology opportunities. Okay, you're crazy, Kevin. Yes, I am. That's me. Kai23, hello, good seeing you as well. Rolling Kitchens has a lifted Cayenne S, and these either bushing replacement or new ones. How do you save money? I don't have the tools to do the bushing replacement as of now. Just purchase a new one. Yes, that's a good idea. I think the guys have had success. You guys have success with it? Yeah. How does the clip look?
Woohoo! It carved teeth into the C-clip.
Oh wow, yeah, that's part. That could be, but the clip came out as a one piece.
Yeah,
unit.
yeah. But it carved teeth into it.
I would take this out and see if it is any burrs on this. No,
It doesn't look like it.
I would take that clip out and see if it slides in easily.
Oh, this?
Just without the clip. Yeah, guys, like I said, we're constantly working, constantly experimenting with stuff here. There is a Porsche CV setup that we've been trying to get up. You heard the banging there; it's crazy. It's just maybe a bad clip or something going on with the differential, but we're trying to explore it. Yeah, that's crazy. Look at that. It's like. I think that's when you guys try to take it out. You probably went further than the groove.
Yeah.
So
something.
I'm curious about
that. We'll see that.
Yeah, see, and you know what? There's another, Nick. Yeah. There's another in the box on the second level there. There's another one of those, and it probably doesn't have a C clip. Okay. If we put them both sides and it moves okay, we know that the clip is an issue. Sorry, guys. See, that's what you get for being here with me when I'm working. I'm kidding. I'm here to help, guys. Just you can see firsthand how we continue to problem solve here at Bisimoto and figure things out and make things happy for ourselves and our clients. So it's just something, just a little taste of what we typically do. Both of them have clips, right?
It doesn't.
Yeah, so slide them in and see what happens. All right. That display was unreal, says Blake Warner 8. Probably one of the best displays I've ever seen at a trade show. And I'm sure Stan will love that. He's referring to the 935 in the huge box. I think that was put together by RMD Garage, which is pretty amazing. Yeah, I kind of have one question. When do you get your tire? Where do you get your tires from? I have original whale tail wheels. Toyo. Toyo's my go-to. A lot of Porsche.
Still doesn't spin easily.
Okay. Then something's probably stuck in there.
Slide right in and out.
Okay. If you don't mind leaving that there, because I want to test out myself. Yeah, those two over there. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to leave soon to do some more work. Forgive me indeed, If you could redo a Datsun 1200 convertible, says Ty Rob 018, what engine would you use to resto mod it? You may or may not like my answer. I am on a big Type R kick right now. So, especially with people like JDI, who they have these harnesses that you can just plug and play with a type ECU, I would have zero chagrin in taking a K20C Type R engine, mating to the gearbox in your convertible Datsun, and I have the opportunity to have reliable factory power with the most modern technology of turbocharging and direct injection in a platform that's very unique and exciting. And we open that hood, no one even expect to see that. I just love shocking. But shocking in a good way, not for the sake of shock factor, but to have a setup that is reliable. You said resto mod, not a full, how should I say, restoration, but resto mod. That would be the perfect thing for me. And it's pretty cost effective. Pretty cost effective indeed. Let's see here. What cam gear should I run on my boosted D16? Bisimoto. There's no question about it. If you can't find a Bisimoto, hit me up. We can get you going. Let's see here. Blake Warner. I've reached out. They're probably more welcoming to you. When I need, let's say, 415s, they say they didn't know what to say. 415s, those are massive. I think the only company that can see 415s are either Avon, maybe Goodyear. And if you're lucky, there may be some opportunities for 415s is wide. Does Hoosier ever make something? I run 345s, 325s on my car. I have not done 415s, and I make a lot of power. Even the M16 that makes 920 horsepower, that particular setup has, I used to have 325s. I think I have 345s on those on a 19-inch wheel. So yeah, that's what I use. I went a little bit bigger on the wide body than you did. Wow, then you're ballsy, because the Moby is huge. Do you know that whale-tail Moby 935 is about 87 inches wide? And it's ridiculously huge. It's as long as my dually truck diesel that's out there. It is humongous. And even that I run 345s on. And my 0 to 60 is 206. So if you want more, that's cool, but you can get away with a smaller footprint, you know, relatively smaller. In this case, 345s. The toy compounds are amazing and very forgiving. And above and beyond that, you have less rolling resistance with a smaller tire, but because of the compound that they use, your adhesion can be just absolutely spectacular, which is pretty good. So I hope that helps. Okay, well guys, I have to get back with the team and do some crazy work here. You're 110 inches wide, that is ballsy indeed, but I'd love to, send me some pictures, Blake Warner, I'd love to see your project. Thank you so much guys for joining me here on the Bisimoto Tech Tuesday. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please go check out our lovely projects at the LA Auto Show, which you'll find extremely appealing. As a matter of fact, in the Spark booth, we have a couple of Bisimoto offerings there, but I'm really excited about the Odyssey that's on display. Thank you so much. And also you, Popo, for joining us from NorCal. Appreciate you indeed. Love you guys so much. Thanks so much for your amazing support. And yeah, more to come next week. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.